Welcome to Formula One.
Welcome back to Joe Average Racer, and we're ready to start round 2 of Season 1, and today we're going to be at Malaysia. As you can see, I'm sitting here in 5th place with 10 points, and as far as Ferrari goes, we got 11 points and we're sitting in 4th.
Lewis Hamilton has recorded the fastest time of the day in today's practice session. The British driver will be mightily pleased with just how well his car performed.
Like Race 1 in Australia, I dropped a couple spots in practice at the very end of the session, but I'm pretty happy with 8th place being. I noticed that some of the drivers were using option tires. No surprises as far as position and where people are placed.
Welcome to F1. It's now time for the important stuff. Time for qualifying here at the Malaysia Grand Prix. Last year we saw a wonderful race here in Malaysia, and I'm expecting another fascinating weekend to come here in Kuala Lumpur.
Well, there are at least 3 or 4 other drivers that could be strong contenders for a front row start tomorrow. So it's difficult to predict who will come out on top, but it's certainly going to be an exciting qualifying session today.
Alright, we get the engineer to give us our information here. We're going to run on option tires for this first round of qualifying, and we're going to use a balanced setup. Probably use that all season long.
All clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
Alright, we're going to show you my best lap in qualifying here. It was my first lap, actually. I ran 2 different stints during qualifying, and it was the first lap of my first stint that was actually the best one. Going a little wide there in 1. During the race, you'll see that I have a little bit of trouble getting off this corner right here. It's getting loose, so I was really trying to take it easy through there. This here is I'm surprised I didn't get a corner cut on that. Some of the problems that I have with this game as far as qualifying and racing is that I'm also running 2014 version at the same time, so I'm switching back and forth during the week, and 2 games are completely different. So once I get used to one and get to driving it well, it's like making a complete change and having to relearn brake and pedal adjustments and how I lay them down during the race when I switch back and forth. Pretty good on that corner there. I was happy with that. Give us some DRS. I am also running rich, by the way. Around that final U-turn and then off to the start-finish line. And you see it qualified as position 1, but actually I was the first guy across the line, so we'll show you the stats here in a second.
It's been a mighty qualifying performance from Mercedes today, with both cars on the front row for the race tomorrow.
They've really worked hard this weekend, and it seems they've been able to set up the cars perfectly today. Whether this will translate into race pace tomorrow, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, we sit as a team 3rd and 4th right behind Mercedes, so I'm really happy with that. I was a little bit unhappy that I wasn't able to increase my time in qualifying from that first lap, but such is life, and away we go, and let's head to the race.
Welcome to the Sepang International Circuit, where the cars are already on the grid as we gear up to start the main event. We knew this was a track that suited the Mercedes well, but no one would have expected that Lewis Hamilton would have created such a gap to his rivals in qualifying. If he stays out of trouble and the car continues to perform, well, victory should surely be a formality.
He has clean air in front of him, so we'll be hoping he can create a gap over the first few laps. If the cars in second and third can keep close until the first round of pit stops, then they may be able to take advantage on the undercut.
Nico won the last race with a performance that Toto Wolff called a drive of true class. He seems really at home in this Mercedes team, and it's from that platform that he's able to put in these great performances.
Nico certainly had the edge over Lewis last time out, and he'll want to put one over on his teammate again today. Don't underestimate the mind games that are going on between these pair as they battle it out for supremacy.
Alright, it's race day. We're in the car and we're going to go an option prime setup, and looks like we'll probably pit. I usually pit on the first side of the break there, so lap 8 and lap 17, and then off to the finish we go. I hit start race and I didn't realize that the lights start counting down as fast as they do, and I didn't really get a chance to hit my pedal and get it revved up for the start. But I actually got the best start that I've actually gotten in a race in F1, so maybe that's a key for me to make sure that I'm not on that gas before it actually hits 5 red lights. I got a little close to Kimi there, and I'm ahead of him, and I'm up 1 position right now. If we go back and look, you heard a thunk in turn 1. As you can see, we're 3 wide going into that corner right there, and I hit Red Bull car and spun somebody out. I didn't even realize that I did that, and then I edged up on Kimi there. And if we go back and look at it real slow here, the Red Bull car and the McLaren car actually get into each other first, and he bounces out and hits me. Now, that's not excusing me, but it did put a little more pressure on us. Alright, back to the race. A little check on Kimi, and heading up the hill to turn 4. Sitting in 3rd right now, so we're pretty happy about that. And as we go through this lap, you'll just see that the Mercedes just slowly start pulling away from us. Little lock up here and I go wide. That allows Kimi to get on my inside. That corner was a bit tougher for me than what I've been used to. I just kept going wide in it during the race, and it ended up costing me some positions. Same way with this one here. Alright, so there's lap 1 at Malaysia. A little check behind. We got Bottas and Kimi in a decent battle. They're right behind us. Thanks to my wonderful braking skills here and going wide, I allow them to get right up on me. Another bad braking move. I get loose off that corner and Bottas gets around me. Kimi is up to follow. Now I get a decent braking move into this corner and I still allow him room, but I was able to get around the outside. Concerns right now are the huge train of cars behind us. There's 3 or 4 here, and as we round this corner here, if you look at the position, you notice it's gone to 19, and I didn't notice it during the race, but then later on I get this announcement.
Kimi is out of the race.
So Kimi's out. That sucks. We'll have to go back and look at that, but that only leaves us 1 car for championship points, and that's not going to do us very well in the constructors. Been a very exciting first couple of laps here. We go into Ricardo's view here, and we see that we're just running 1, 2, 3 right there. And as we round this corner right here, you'll notice that Kimi just loses power and drops off. I thought maybe Ricardo had hit him. But as you look here, the gap between me and Kimi just all of a sudden drops off, and Ricardo had really no place to go. If you look here, the Lotus car comes dangerously close to ramming in the back of Ricciardo. lap 3 here, going into turn 1. I go wide again, and that allows Ricciardo to get by me. When I go wide there, that just leaves me a crap entry in turn 2, and it really just killed my times.
Okay, the data is showing the tyres are close to dropping off. If the degradation is too much, consider pitting.
I probably should have paid attention to that tire degradation thing, but I was too busy worrying about Massa here, and then when he got up beside me, I kind of lost concentration a little bit and went wide in that last corner. So he gets around me, and I'm sitting in P6 on lap 6.
Okay, this is Jeff. I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards will award you a penalty. There's a puncture in the front left tyre has a puncture.
Oh my God, I have never ever had a puncture during a race, but had one this race, and sorry about that button, but I got no front left tire, and I'm trying to stay out of the way, and then the other McLaren car of Alonso comes by and just freaking tags me.
We're lucky not to have been penalised.
Yeah, lucky not to have been penalized on that one. So I'm just trying to limp this thing around. I'm sitting here P16 right now. I think Alonso's going to get by me by the time I get back to the pits, but very unfortunate because this was going to be the lap that I actually pitted on anyway. So if you notice, the tires are red, and they were red before it blew. So I was just trying to, well, I really wasn't trying to nurse it around. I was just trying to drive it around because I had never had any punctures before. So I didn't really think that it was actually going to blow. And before I can get into the pits here, we got Stevens that's going to get around me. So now we're sitting here P18 of 19 cars and limping into the pits. Huge disappointment to say the least, but as we pull into the pits here, the pit crew does a 1.2 second stop, which I'm not sure that was quite right. I think the clock was a little off on that one. So I pretty much resigned myself to just try and pick as many cars off as I can and see what kind of finish I'm going to have, because I'm not going to have a very good finish. Sort of a late braking move on Alonso there, and I'm in 17th place on lap 9. Lap 12, I got by Stevens as he ducked into the pits for, I'm guessing it would be a first pit stop. Trying to get by Ericsson here. I managed to get my tires, save my tires a little bit better than I did on that first stint, and managed to outbrake him to get into the pits here. I got to take a peek, but look behind. Yeah, I did. He did duck in the pits behind me. So we're going to put the primes on for this run. And if you look, the pit road is quite busy right now. Good 2.4 second stop. Up to P15. And we'll got a few guys in front of us here, so we'll see if we can't get those pretty quick here. Verstappen's right in front of us here coming out of the pits, but you can't park it in turn 1. You got to get out of my way. And then he comes back and tries to hit me again. Or hit me. Probably wasn't too happy about me getting by him on that first turn there. And then I kind of get loose and hold him up a little bit. So we got Perez ahead of me here. And see if we can't, on these fresh tires, I think he just came out of the pits too, see if we can't take advantage of these new tires and get around a little faster than him. We'll really get a good run off this corner. We've been doing that all race long. So we really do a decent gain on him right through there and do that patented move that I had done before with Alonso. And we already see a couple more cars up there, and we're up to P11, but hey, you got to remember to brake for this corner. Way too low here. I go outside and lock the brakes up, and Perez gets by me again. So got to work on him once more. On the very next lap, 19 of 28, we're coming into turn 4. Get decent break in there and get up beside him, but hit him on the tire a little bit, but he had good position off the corner. So, but what I was surprised about was how much of a run I got on the outside of turn 5 there. It wasn't a spot where I'd really caught cars before and noticed that I could actually get by him there. All right, 2 laps later, and this one's for points. We're in P11, and we're going to pick off Maldonado for 10th. Also see a couple cars ahead, so we'll probably be able to get 2 more positions before the race is over.
15 kilos of fuel remaining. Hamilton has the lead.
All right, lap 22 and coming into turn 2 here. I caught up with these guys, and I thought I had a better run off the corner, and I tried to take the outside line there, but that really didn't work. I have a nice battle with Kvyat here, so I'll sit and let you watch that.
Illegal maneuver, seat that position, or receive a penalty. You dropped it to P10. P10 now.
After that battle with Kvyat, it took me about another half a lap to 3/4 of a lap to catch up to Nasser. So I took advantage of that turn 4 braking and that turn 5 on the outside again to get by him. Hulkenberg's about 8 seconds ahead of me, so it's going to take a while to catch him if I even can. It's lap 23 or 28, so I ain't got much time left. It's lap 27, and I'm catching Hulkenberg really fast. His tires must be gone. I'm kind of monitoring mine too, as you can see. My front ones, it's that lock up on the braking that's probably killing my tires, but I've caught him, and there's just a little over a lap to go, and I should get by him with some DRS right here. Now, if you look at the mini map, you'll see that he actually pits coming to the final lap. So kind of a bad move on his part, and Force India's, but because I'm sure that's going to put him down in the finishing order quite a bit. All right, and we're through the final corner for the last time. Looks like Hamilton's won the race.
Fumes now. This is the last kilo or so of fuel.
Sounds like we finished on fumes, so we managed our fuel perfectly. Well, it looks like we finished 7th, so considering where we were at on a lap 12-13, I'm pretty happy with where we finished.
A great drive from the world champion Lewis Hamilton. On days like today, he's just unbeatable in that Mercedes.
It really was a great performance, and one that I think will be remembered for a long time to come.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
All the normal faces at the top of the list, with the exception of 6th place. I'd give Jenson Button the drive of the race. Thanks for watching this episode of Joe Average Racer. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. And don't forget, go Tigers!